Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Edinburgh Academy Division Soloists Competition 2021. What you're about to hear are some marvellous performances given by our guides, seconds, thirds and fourths, and they have been selected from over 65 entrants. Myself, Miss Long, Mr Mann and Mr Webster spent quite a bit of time deliberating and considering and listening to all of those performances to select a group of finalists for this part of the competition. And rest assured, every single one of those entrants has already received division points. Mr Michael Beeston is our adjudicator today, and he will be awarding some more division points and also some useful comments and critique on the performances, rather like we had in the senior competition a few months ago. He will say a little bit about each piece and then he will give his placings at the end of each year group's worth of performances. So that's the pattern for the next wee while, and that's enough chat from me. So I will let the music and the musicians do the talking, and I hope you enjoy all these performances. They really are terrific. We'll see you at the end for a vote of thanks. Thank you very much.
It's been very difficult, I'm sure, for all of us, for you, to keep things going during this strange year and a half almost of lockdown. So it's marvellous to see that you've been keeping up with your practice, keeping up with your lessons, online of course. It's very important, of course, and enjoyable to keep up the standard of your solo playing. And then when we manage to get together properly and fully into orchestras and ensembles, you've got something of the highest possible quality to bring to the team effort. So well done in that. In terms of this event, individual solo performances need a good deal of communication, which is not always easy if you're just in a room by yourself with somebody perhaps operating a camera. So it's important to be able to really get through that camera and communicate with an imaginary large audience, or in this case, I suppose, just me. So this generally happens very much, but I will go through and make a few observations about each of you in turn.
Hi, my name is Charlie Rafferty and I'm in Coburn. I'm also in Guides. I'm going to be playing Triple Decker.
So let's have a look at our musicians from Geitz. I think 3 of you. Charlie Rafferty on drums. Well done, Charlie, and thank you very much for your spoken introduction. I think this is something that we could all have done, partly so that I actually knew what each of you was playing, but partly to give some sort of background about the piece and how you feel about the piece and so on. So thank you for that introduction, and your performance was very convincing and presumably very accurate. Isabella Davidson, clarinet. I thought in the first movement of this piece, was it Corelli? I'm not sure, but I thought in the first movement your style was very pleasant and very relaxed, easygoing, and communicated the music very well. You were a bit unsteady rhythmically in the allegro, but settled down very well subsequently. And Isla on piano, the introduction was very musical, very thoughtful, and quite leisurely, very pleasant. and you provided good contrasts in the following section of the piece. I thought a very musical performance. So in placing you, the three of you, I placed Charlie third, Isabella second, and Isla first.
There is a castle on a cloud. I like to go there in my sleep. Aren't any floors for me to sleep? Not in my castle on a cloud. There is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 boys and girls. Nobody shouts or talks too loud. Not in my castle on a cloud. There is a lady all in white, holds me and sings a lullaby. She's nice to see and she's soft to touch. She says, Cosette, I love you very much. I know a place where no one's lost. I know a place where no one cries. Crying at all is not allowed. Not in my castle on a cloud.
Hello, seconds. Thank you all very much for your performances, which I very much enjoyed listening to. Difficult sometimes to play online into a camera, but you did so and communicated generally extremely well. That's so important. Let me go through you one by one. Caitlin played the piano and played it with very nice rhythmical character. Just make sure you keep a consistent tempo throughout the piece. If you want to change the speed at which you're playing, you have to do it very consciously and deliberately and convincingly. So I think sometimes just a little bit of lack of technical control, but basically very nice. And I enjoyed very much the way you eased off nicely just to sort of draw things to a conclusion. Very musical. Isla, on recorder, you articulated well and had a nice jolly character to your performance, with a singing tone. Maybe lost its way a little bit in the middle section, the more expressive stuff, but your basic rhythmical theme was very well done. Julia playing Fur Elise, which is a significant piece of music, very brave to choose that, and you played it very, very well. Don't push yourself too fast. At times it just felt as if you were getting a little bit out of control, but you did very well in the middle section, which is technically quite hard, and drew us back into the outer sections very successfully. So well done, Julia. Martha, the most enjoyable performance. I enjoyed that very much. A little inaccurate in intonation, perhaps. And in your case, I would have liked to have seen the bassoon you were playing, rather than just the tube, which I assume was attached to a bassoon at the other end. It sounded like a bassoon anyway. So yeah, a little bit more visual communication there would have been great. Well done. And is it Natalie or Nathalie? Natalie, perhaps. Lovely, lovely singing, I thought. A lovely, steady voice, beautifully in tune. And this really was a performance with facial expression, quite theatrical. I could just imagine you being up on a big stage singing this lovely music. So well done. So now I need to place a third, a second and a first, and I decided that Julia would take third place, Isla would take second place, and Natalie would take first place. Well done, all of you.
It wasn't a question for it would only take two. Okay, shall we? My fault. My fault.
It's fine.
Right.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, you have to go too.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at that. Look how easy that was.
Absolutely
lovely. Nice one. I think that's us.
Good. Quite happy. That's
Hello, thirds. Thank you very much for your lovely playing in this event, which I've enjoyed listening to very much. So without any more ado, a few words about each of you. Ariana, on violin, well played. Obviously well set up, a very good straight bow and good focused contact point, producing a clean, pleasant, firm tone. And I was impressed with your upper staccato events in this piece. So that was very musical, very well played. Congratulations. David, on piano. Very, very competent, very good. I felt you just needed a little bit more lightness of touch and a little bit more contrast in this sort of easy swinging music. Maybe just a little bit too driven, but very good, accurate playing. Lily on drums, great. Just in the mix that I heard, it's not your fault, I'm sure, but it would have been nice to hear more band and not quite so much drums, just to hear how a performance might have sounded in real life. But I suppose there was anything you could do about that. But you swung along very well and didn't put a foot wrong as far as I could see. Very accurate and enjoyable. Ralph on clarinet, playing Brahms. I felt this could have done with more contrast and at times more relaxation and spaciousness in the phrasing. I think the indication is amabile, isn't it? Allegro amabile in this piece, so a little bit more serenity and ease, and time for contrast would have been good, but a brave choice and well and accurately played. And then Ralph again on piano. I thought this notturno, it was a lovely performance. The only thing I wondered whether the triplets in the left hand perhaps at times were a little bit heavy for the legato of the melody above. But you were quite flexible and you found good contrasts, and I thought it was lovely playing, so well done. So in selecting from here a third, a second and first, I put Lily as third on drums, Ariana second on violin, and Ralph on piano first. So well done, all of you.
Houses Mrs. Hot Sonata by Erwin Schulhoff.
Like a shepherd like a shepherd, and he shall gather the lambs with his arm, with his arm. And carry them in his bosom, and gently lead those that are with young, and gently lead, and gently lead those that are with young.
pause, thank you very much for your playing in this final, which I've very much enjoyed listening to and watching. I spoke in the general introduction about communication and getting through and projecting to potentially a large audience, not just a single person. Maybe that's something I'll think about as we go through here. But Jessica, well played. I couldn't actually see you properly because the way you were standing, your flute was going the other way, and you seemed to be almost looking away from the camera rather than looking or playing towards me. Good, accurate playing. I just felt you could have thought more in long phrase shapes in the long cantabile passages and had just a bit more spring to the triplicy outer sections of the piece. But clean playing, otherwise well done. Lucy, alto sax, very nice, good player, clean and vibrant. So you sold the piece very well to me. Very vibrant, but don't let the vibrato spoil your intonation, which I felt it did from time to time. The actual pitch of the notes wobbled a little bit off centre. But nice playing in that piece. Mary, singing something I think from the Messiah, wasn't it? You were completely off screen. I don't know, maybe again not your fault, but I could just see the left-hand side of your face. Which was a shame for me anyway, but I enjoyed your singing in this lovely Handel piece in 12/8 time. I think they try and keep a long line and a long phrase as much as you can, and sort of losing bar lines and singing right through the meaning of the words. It just sounded a little bit beat by beat to me. That was the only thing. Otherwise, good intonation and nice tone and so on. So Toby, alto sax again, very convincing playing. It was incisive, it was clean, a little bit sharp in pitch to the piano, but I don't know what can be done about that. Should we blame the piano rather than blaming you? But maybe you could, I don't know, pull it out a little bit and just make sure it blends in exactly with the piano pitch. But you sold the piece really well again, and I thought it was a good communicative performance. So I just need to place a third, a second and a first, and in doing so I judged Mary to be in third place, Lucy in second place and Toby in first place.
Well, there we are, everyone, and thank you for staying the course and getting to this point in the presentation. Quite frankly, a wonderful series of performances there with 17 finalists in all, and my congratulations to you all in whichever placings you may be. You really made the competition what it was. My thanks too go to Mr. Michael Beeston for his time and effort and thoughts and his deliberations and comments to you all. He really was very impressed. But of course, if we think this is really a solo competition, then we're kidding ourselves, because it would be remiss of us not to acknowledge the supporting crew that really help some of these performances get to the stage that we've been able to enjoy today. By that, I mean all those who teach musical instruments or voice and help train and know that you can do the best that you can. To those who perhaps were holding an iPad or just making sure that, the tie was up straight, that you were looking and sounding at your very best. That person that does encourage you just to do a little bit more practice or to get the instrument out the case. All of these people are really vital for the success of a night like this. And of course, let's not forget, every musician needs an audience. So to everybody that's contributed in all these variety of ways, thank you very much and goodbye.